Hey everybody, it's Bust with Busted Strategies number 6, continuing on our playthroughs of the Innistrad Midnight Hunt drafts, and let's jump on in. Let's see what shows up here. Feeling good, feeling good. I'm starting to feel decent about the format. There's still a few archetypes I haven't had a chance to draft and don't feel comfortable with, but for the most part, feels good. Just draft black every time. that's that's the strategy, right? Just draft black every time. But we'll see. We'll see what I like. I do like black for the most part. I've been pretty happy with any of the flyers based strategies. Just not really excited about things like werewolves. Maybe you get some blue red stuff together. I haven't had the chance to do that, but let's see what's showing up here. So, Unnatural Growth, of course, quite strong. It's not really the kind of card I want to be starting out with. I just don't like how these cards don't let you catch up. Just if you're behind, you're never getting further ahead with the Unnatural Growth. And it takes a bit of effort with the 4 green casting cost. And so we'll pass on that. As far as bombs go, there's nothing. As far as removal goes, there's Cathartic Pyre, which is okay. Otherwise, not a whole lot that I'm super excited about here. The Beloved Beggar is reasonable. There's the Gale Drifter, which is also reasonable, but I think I just want to start out with the removal spell and keep our options open here a bit. Organ Hoarder, of course, quite good as well, but we'll start out with the removal. Okay, so there's nothing particularly interesting here as far as red cards are concerned, so we're going to have to kind of branch out from our initial pick. Like, we're just never taking Lambolt Harriers or Mounted Dread Knights. I don't like vampires in this format, so those can all go. As far as that goes, like if we're drafting red, probably don't want to be drafting black because that puts us into vampires as well. Not too interested in either of these cards anyways. And so here I think it comes down to, whatever you prefer, whether or not you want to go into something kind of like blue-red for Organ Hoarder, or if you want to go into green for things like Clear Shot. I don't think Contortionist Troop is powerful enough to just be kind of taking. I mean, these are quite strong. Just having the Coven requirement attached to it is kind of painful. And so I think I'm just going to take the Clear Shot. We'll continue on with our removal package here. Not a huge fan of red-green, but we might be able to piece something together with that anyways. Okay, interesting set. And so I would feel much better if we could go back and take that the blue-red zombie that draws a card now that we have a Thermo Alchemist attached to our pack. I think this is the way I want to go with it. There's just no worthy green cards here. And then otherwise, there's no removal spell. There's no real build-arounds. I think we could take... Oh, man, that's so weird. It's so easy to click on that and have it go. I'm still busy out here chit-chatting, and then it just runs right away. I don't know what the deal with that is. But at any rate, to move forward, I guess, since we just took the Thermo Alchemist, happy enough to pick up Play with Fire. It's kind of one of the more premier-style removal spells. It's just so much better than Immolation because there's so many... So many kind of graveyard-centric things that matter with this as far as counting instants and such. So happy enough to take the Pyre. And then I assume that we're, kind of leaning towards pushing into blue-red. That's what you're going to see with the Alchemist. But in my opinion, the Alchemist is like just the big build-around card for vampires. If you're wanting to activate the Famished Foragers, you may not be able to be guaranteed to get in combat. But, excuse me, having a thing like the Thermo Alchemist lets us do that. So we'll keep that in mind. The perks of maybe drafting to draft red-white, having things like Sunrise Cavalier just table over and over again. I haven't really been excited about this strategy. It's just... Boros doesn't feel that super strong in this set. But, I mean, that's kind of where the big payoff is in these packs. We could, we don't have to draft completely around the Alchemist. If we're wanting to just get into blue-red, we're taking the Startle, which is going to be kind of weak here. I'm fine to just abandon green at this point. And so it's either going to come down to the Perforator or the Sunrise Cavalier. And I think we can just give Boros a shot. I mean, the Perforator is the one that's the safer pick, but let's see if we can't come out here and just high roll a little bit. Now, as the the vampire cards continue to show up, oh, we got a kitty, good kitty. This is kind of rough. Just the problem with taking the Sunrise Cavalier. I kind of want the Ghoulish Procession. This is what plays reasonably well with the vampires, giving us kind of replacement creatures over and over again. I'm really surprised to see this card go so late. It's incredibly powerful. But I think if we're going to try and stay into Boros, or if we even just pivot over to vampires, I think the Dread Knight is kind of the safer pick here, giving us a big late game bruiser. Okay, so I mean, yeah, the vampires are open. Let's be real with this. I don't feel like we missed out on too much picking up the Sunrise Cavalier, but let's go in with the Famished Foragers here. This has to be the place where we at least attempt to run into vampires. It's kind of like my thing with the format is all of the, come on kitty, you can get down. All of the units that are aggressive tend to just get shut down by the various covetous castaways of the format. Just playing these really aggressive bears doesn't do it for me. But I am a fan of these Dread Knights. The Foragers are okay. It's like you just gotta kind of have to be able to combat with a 2-attack unit and be able to survive it. But here we'll take the Dread Knight. I'm not opposed to coming around and taking things like Ecstatic Awakener, but I mean we still might just be doing Boros things out here. And so we'll see. There is the beloved beggar that is tabled. Without ways to mill this or sacrifice it off or discard it, I don't think we want to play this. I don't want to be trying to run Electric Revelations in our Boros deck here. So we'll let that one go. I'm just going to continue on with the Pax Betrayal. It can be acceptable. Okay, we don't need to stack up on too many Dread Knights, and since it does look like we are perhaps, well, we're definitely in red, but if we're going to perhaps be aggressive, let's at least pick up some of these filler 2-drops. And the Tavern Ruffian, not exciting, but get the job done. I really don't like Ritual Guardians. I'm just going to pick up the Combat Trick here and Stolen Vitality. Oh, the Perforator just tabled. that's how you don't get punished. Nice. I mean, the vampires are here, the red cards are here, and then we open up this big red rare. Let me double check on what this thing does. I don't think I've been too interested in this. When you cast an instant or sorcery, put a charge counter on it, remove any number of charge counters, deal that damage to any target, and then pay 1 and exile it, or pay 1 and tap it to exile the top card of your library. You can play that card. So it's a nice little value generator here. Let me see. We have the Moonrager's Slash making an appearance, though. I mean, if we weren't trying to be aggressive, like I think if we were in the blue-red deck, this would be, a reasonable card advantage engine. But this payoff here is with the Moonrager Slashes. So we'll pick that up. Not opposed to be picking up some of these white cards, especially in the sense like if you want to make the slash really good, you need to be able to turn it into night, and vampires aren't really able to do that. There's not too many units that just make day, but if we have things like a bunch of Sunrise Cavaliers, we may be able to pull that off. But here, very happy to pick up more Moonrager Slashes. Okay, so I think it's tough. Like I imagine that we're just going to be well, it's like we're certainly drafting red, but I can't quite decide if we're going to try and pick up like a small vampire theme, or we would rather just be in Boros. If we just end up in Boros, I think I'd rather just have the Outriders. Both the Outriders and the Trappers are quite good. I wouldn't be opposed to picking up another Famished Forager, but it's not something that we really need to be chasing after. You could see how late, if the Falconwrath Protectors are going that late, then the Foragers should be coming at us late as well. So I think I'm just going to pick up the Outrider here. So if we end up in Boros, this should be quite good if we're trading out our early game plays and preserving some of our stats. Okay, so which one are you? You're one of the actual decent ones as far as day and night is concerned, being able to deal the damage directly to opponent's face. Happy enough to pick these up. They're tough to block anyways since they have Menace, and so I think that's quite good. quite like Dawnhart Wardens in here, but we aren't really missing out on anything. The Elementalist can be okay in these decks. We do have, the one play with fire, the two Moon Slashes, or Moonrager Slash, and then we had one more random removal spell, the Cathartic Pyre. So we have a lot of good targets for it, but I think the Vandals will be a little bit stronger here. Okay, well, this is just a pack full of nothing. I guess we can pick up another Lambolt Harrier. Rise of the Ants coming through. God, these green cards are so good. Okay, well, the Ambusher is reasonable. I mean, if you can, even the 1 damage is typically good enough, but being able to deal 2 or 3 makes this pretty top notch. At least some of the vampire payoff is making its way around. Okay, so not anything particularly exciting here. I think we'll just take the combat trick with the Flare of Faith. I would rather have this as opposed to the not Cathartic Pyre. There's the Stolen Vitality. It's like I would rather this just give like first strike all the time, I think. Okay, so none of this stuff is going to get played. Just slam this uncommon and work on our wild cards a bit. Okay, so Clear Shot can come out. Yeah, so this has been strange. It's quite the pile of red cards. I mean, it's been pretty open. I'm not sure how much Boros payoff there ever actually is. If the only Sunrise Cavalier is the only one that we're picking up, we need just some kind of like rare to make an appearance. This is tough. You got the good removal in the Sun Gold Barrage, but I'm actually kind of interested in these Perforators. It's so tough for these to do a whole lot. I mean, it can be okay if you have your play with fires and your immolations, so you can say like play this on 2 and then on 3 you can play another Perforator. But I think we just have to take the Sun Gold Barrage here. I just don't have a whole lot of confidence in these Perforators doing anything. Like, we don't have enough deal damage to your opponent payoff to want to be running these. Like, you either have to be doing that curve I just kind of mentioned, where you like play a 2 and then on turn 3 you play a 2 along with a removal spell. But otherwise, you need to be like trading and getting a piece of the damage to face matters, and we just don't really have the activators for that. But here, these trappers are always reasonable. Happy enough to pick up a couple of them. Wow, that's such a late Dawnhart Wardens, but the Elementalist we can probably take advantage of. This big monstrous pile of red cards ready to go. We almost got 23 here. Let's just see who wants to play 2-pack draft and run into this. Not a horrible set of cards for 2-pack draft. Of course, we open the big vampire payoff as we are only in Boros. So what does he even do? We're not going to draft it. We're too far away from black for this to ever be worthwhile. But second main phase, look at the top X of your library, where X is the total amount opponents lost. And then exile 1, you can play it. Well, would be nice. He has first strike as well, so he protects himself quite a bit. But I'm just going to take the Moonrager Slash here. Okay, so well, we got all the Moonrager Slashes, right? We got 4 of them. And so that does seem, serviceable as far as playing Boros goes. We can potentially get a flip out of one of these. Let's see. These are a bunch of weak ones. What is this? Another vampire thing? Slaughter Specialist enters the battlefield. Each opponent creates a 1/1 human. And then when a creature and opponent dies, put a 1/1 on Slaughter Specialist. Well, it's serviceable, and it's just gigantic, right? A 3/3 for 2 mana is a pretty good deal. But I think we just have to take the Search Party Captain here. We should be reasonably aggressive enough for these things. But man, what a painful moment in not drafting black, but passing on the 2 big payoff bros there. Okay, well, at any rate, I think we're good to continue on with these Search Party Captains. We should have a reasonable enough set of aggressive units to where we're able to play these for like 2 mana. Happy enough to add you. I don't know. I think we'd be singing a different tune if, like, we opened a Boros rare and then saw another Sunrise Cavalier, or if we saw two Boros rares as opposed to seeing the two Vampire rares. We would, be saying what a spectacular draftsmith we were. But it kind of is what it is in that sense. Here, I believe I want the Foragers as to where our curve is concerned. Uh, like, I don't intend on playing Tavern Ruffian, and we're a little bit light at the top end. We have the two search party captains already. So let's add in the Foragers. Get some big powerful draws going. I mean, even if we haven't been able to piece together Daybreak, or piece together Day or Night to get the cheap Moonrager slashes, if we can still get a damage in, play the Foragers, get the mana back, and then slash something, that's not a bad deal. Here we got our second Alchemist, quite good. As you can see, like, as we passed on that Vampire, that when you deal damage to your opponent, you get to look at your cards and play them. The Alchemist, fantastic at activating those types of abilities. If you didn't get in for combat damage that turn, you still at least get something out of your damage required abilities. We got a reasonable number of spells for him as well. I think we have like 7 burn spells. The 4 slashes. Kind of tempted to pick up something like a Electric Revelation. Is like, once we get to 5 mana, we want to just be discarding all of our lands. We do have this big burn package, so we have lots of reach here, but we're passing on a Trapper. We just got to take the second Trapper. That's at least another pretty powerful mana sink. Okay, not that exciting, but this could be a deck where Raise the Effigy is actually good. Just a reasonable combat trick. A +2/+2 for 1 mana is not a bad deal. It's better than playing Cathar Commando. We'll see. I don't feel like that's going to make the cut, but I wasn't going to be happy with the Commando. Let's see. More search party captains. Works for me. Can't take advantage of the unruly mobs here. Clarion Cathars is okay. It's at least more stats. I don't like Morning Patrol. So let's pick this up. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not Ritual of Hope. I could see Ritual of Hope being okay. We're able to get some width. Stinger, cover up, sure, and the last one. Okay. I think this is about as excited about a Boros deck you could be without having the rares show up. I had to stop and see what the rares even are. What do we have? Get this out of here. Do it like this. We can still see him, right? Okay. Can we not see him? Well, we'll have to do it after the draft. Okay. At any rate, how do we reset this? All right, we got to make a pile of cuts here. Let me just go through and take the fringe playables out real quick. I know we Raise the Effigy. We aren't really excited about Flare of Faith. We can come back to the combat tricks. I don't think we're going to be like a super go wide strategy. I think Ritual of Hope will be kind of meh. We'll hang on to the Perforator just to make sure we have enough 2-drops. Bad combat tricks can go. Like the Vandal. I think I want to play 1-Pack's Betrayal, but we'll just set it out for the moment. Clarion Cathars isn't really on theme. I like the Elementalist, but I think it's just going to be too slow. I don't like Tavern Ruffians. So, I mean, it's two 5s, 2 4s, and then kind of like utility 4s. Like the Search Party Captain's more like a 3. I think that's okay. We're going to have to start cutting units, right? We have tons of units in here. I'm not sure if we're even going to get any of these combat tricks back in here. I would like to be at like 16 units, I think. And I feel like that's just going to be where we get once we take these handful of spells out, or these handful of units out of our deck. Like, I'm okay without playing the... oh, did we already take it out? I was going to say I was okay without playing the Hill Giant that makes a 1/1. It's reasonable having, 8 stats for 4 mana, but it's not incredibly exciting here. The Vandal, the Alchemists. I'm looking at just like taking out one Trapper and the Perforator, seeing where that gets us. So we still have the one Trapper as the mana sink. We're not doing a whole lot of early game aggression, so I don't feel like we need to be this big pile of 2-drops. Ideally, we'll just sit around and start pinging with the Alchemist and then pushing up the curve a little bit. Tons of Moonrager slashes. Yeah, I think this is about where it gets. The only thing I'm really concerned about with this deck is the Search Party Captains, given that we don't have a lot of early game aggression. If we had, like eight 2-drops or so, and we're able to attack, say like on turn 4, we attack with 2/2s and play Party Captain, something like that. But we can't even attack with the Thermo Alchemist, so I want to drop 2 of these down. We'll hang on to 1 just for a piece of card advantage. I think that makes me want to put something like Clarion Cathars back in. Or it could even just be Tavern Ruffian, just to have kind of a meteor dude. Yeah, I think he's got more stats than the Cathar. And then here, I kind of want to play Pax Betrayal. I don't really want any of these combat tricks, and I feel like we just need something to finish out the game. I can see a lot of these games ending with like a ping from the Alchemist, a Pax Betrayal, a reping with the Alchemist, the big attack, and then playing a Moonrager Slash and getting a third ping with the Alchemist. I think that seems like a reasonable expectation of what these cards can do. So let's stick up with that one. We should probably get back up to 16 units. So, I mean, I could see adding a Search Party Captain, but these all feel fairly weak. It's either going to be like the Search Party Captain or a Falkenrath Perforator, which also feels fairly weak here. And we could add in another spell, but like a combat trick, but I don't think I like that. The Stinger could be something, gives us a way to sink off a bunch of mana, but again, we aren't doing a whole lot of early game aggression. We do just add the Trapper. Well, I'll add back the Search Party Captain. I think this will be reasonable if we get to cast it for 3. Okay. Alright, so let's jump in. Yeah, I mean, this feels like one of these decks again. I certainly can't imagine we're going to hit 7 with this one, but it certainly feels like one where we could go and get our gems back. And so, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Get the big starts here, though. This makes it look like a real deck, right? When you get to be on the play, curve Alchemist into Cavalier into Foragers plus Moonrager Slash. Yes, that's the stuff right there. It's always nice when the Boros cards are good. We get one good game in. Oh, and it continues. Also, I can't wait to see how many times we skip the activation on this Alchemist. It's most certainly going to happen frequently. So, we'll try. I thought you had haste. What's your thing? Trample haste. Oh, okay. Oh, I just turned it into day. Gotcha, game. What do you even do if we don't play anything? Put a 1/1 counter? That's not bad. Sure. We don't have the opportunity for the slash, though. We're gonna hit him for the damage, and we already missed one, right? I knew it was gonna happen. Lad 3, might as well loot. I don't think I'm interested in the Search Party Captain here anyways. Another burn spell, not bad. Oh, poor Alchemist, you're gonna miss so much damage this run. Okay. Boom. May want to block with it. I feel like I should just sit here and start tapping this right away. I still haven't got like 100% used to the sequencing uh, on Magic Online. I'm still used to, or on Arena. I'm much more used to playing on Magic Online, where you just I just jammed F2 all the time. And so it got a little bit easier. I set the stops on actual everything and then just pressed F2 as much as I could. And it was a little easier for me to not have to have problems like this. Oh man, and we hit Day for the extremely good slashes. We're just lethal here if he doesn't have a card for the foragers. Boo. We just lethal anyways. We're real close. We just want to start going face anyways. Kind of like it because we don't have the mana to play these otherwise. Can't feel good to have your opponent throwing burn spells at you at the stage of the game. Cannot feel good. But this is going to take them to 1. Now they're going to have to answer both the Alchemist and the Foragers. Yeah, see, our deck can do stuff. It can do stuff. Again, I don't think it's good enough to do 7 wins worth of stuff, but I'm always good when the first game rolls out and the kind of at least theory of our deck kind of comes together. It's pretty sweet. All right, but that was cool, right? That was I think that was cool. Our opponent may not have enjoyed what just happened there, but I thought that was cool. Let's see. As far as these go, it's not spectacular, but we at least got a curve here. We got a 2 into a decent 3, or we can try and do stuff with the Vandal. I think this is fine. All these people got the fancy lands. I went and looked to try to make the lands I want. You just couldn't do it. This game's stupid. So they take my money. I want to buy the cosmetics I want. Ooh, you're gonna get boomed. You're gonna get boomed for 5. Nice, nice. Let's see what we could draw. We could just do it again. If we just make a can't block with the Harrier. Ooh, that doesn't seem ideal. I mean, we can flip it from day to night to get the token, and then next turn try and do something with the Vandal. Okay. This has trample though, right? Need to live dangerously. Like, what are the chances if they had defense straight, they would have just already played it? Let's spread it out. Okay, so he gets the unit now. Not the hugest of deals. Oh, it just comes out tapped as well. Okay, well, didn't envision doing too much this turn, but like we can pyre the hobbling zombie, attack with everything. So they'll take 3, or they could take, like, if he blocks the Cavalier with the Cathars, then we get to protect our Harrier. Either way, I think that's fine. Oh, this deals 3 to something, though. Well, whether or not it's... Well, it's going to get a kill either way, but we'd deal an additional damage if we ran in on the hobbling zombie. I think we do want to be playing a spell, though. Let's deal the 3 damage. It is kind of important that the Vandal comes down with Menace as well. So we get in for a point of damage this way, due to the trample. Flip it back to Day, so take an additional point. And then if they can't attack with this Fiend, if he wants to block our Vandal, we can do some no block abilities if we want. This all looks fine. Okay, we win. Oh no! Hey, slow down. We don't have the mana for all of that just to say we win, but we're real close to just winning with the Moonrage Slash. Do we ever just win this turn? No, we could win next turn though. We can play no cards. Here's how we do it. We Harrier here. So this can't block. We only attack with the Vandal because he can just block the Harrier anyways. It's going to flip to Day, or flip to Night. Night is going to make the slash cost 1, and we can burn him out. Boom. Mathematics, we did it. Yeah, that's what you gotta say. You gotta say stuff like mathematics whenever you whenever you make the plays. I'm glad I'm starting to like see the angles now. It's been a few drafts in to get here. I'm out of the game for a while. I'm glad the things are coming back. You never forget how to aggro, right? It's just like riding a bike. Oh snap! If we just draw the Sunrise Cavalier every game, then we got it. We got a shot. But here, this is too greedy of a keep on the play. If we had a red and a white, could consider it. Like since if we luck into another land, we could maybe play the Party Captain on 3 or play the Cavalier. But that one was just too greedy. I'm not going to 5. So as far as these go, let's just get rid of the land. Our hand is serviceable, just with a mountain. It is not things aren't that great if we don't pick up the mountain though. All right, game. All right, game. This is gonna be a quick one. Alright, there's the mountain. Let's see. I think we just move in with the Vandal. They're gonna defense straight, right? That's their line for not playing a card here. Let's do this. Let's add the Party Captain. Maybe we'll pick up another mountain this way. Okay. Sure. That's not a mountain. Alright, well, let's go with the Vandal. It's the most expensive one here and actually gets decent blocks. We just have to have things go right from this point forward, so... if he's got like a defense trade, it's not the end of the world, but... this is how we hopefully have things go right. Block the little one, you can do big damage if you want. Death Touch card. Sure. Okay, well, we've sort of recovered. I mean, he's like 2 cards ahead of us at this point. I guess 2.5 cards with the Phantom in the in the wings. Not ideal. Okay. I think You're a day late and $1 short there, Lance. Okay, we'll have to see how clever they try to get with the Survivor. It's a high-valued target to come in here and try to kill. So we're gonna like... Let's tap the flyer. He played his units before he attacked, so maybe this will work. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Interesting. I suspected they would just come in with the party captain. I want to be a party captain one day. Let me tell you, I enjoy a good party. We're so far behind now. All right, let's let the slow burn begin. It's like we aren't so far behind that we can just quit, but like we are pretty far behind to where it's gonna be a struggle to recover from. Yeah, we have to just kill off the Survivor. Can't let this thing flip. Well, I mean, I guess we can technically let it flip and just tap it every turn, but that does not feel ideal. Yeah, okay. Oop, you're gonna untap. Get that damage in. Pay it. Oh, resolve. Okay. Alright, triggers, are we done yet? Jeez. So much stuff. Oop, almost skipped it. Alright, let's be real. Alright, well. Our lands were not working for us that game. Not a lot we could do. Guess we could have gone to 5, but meh. What is this, Diablo? The big demon-looking thing? Alright. What is that? But we'll keep this. I mean, we've got a reasonable curve. The Sunrise Cavalier, our only good card. All kinds of stuff going on here. Surprisingly, haven't been impressed with these Blade Stitch scabs. It just doesn't seem to be super relevant as far as like the bonus to the zombies' ability is concerned. I think we want to go ahead and Moonrage Slash. I don't want to go into next turn and have this thing get popped by a counter spell. Okay. Now we can come back to blocking. Excellent. What's his line here when he's not playing cards? If it's just a counter spell, would we rather him counter spell the Cavalier or the Outrider? Alright, we'll run the Cavalier. Feel like this just gets hit with like the 4-mana counterspell or something every time. But it feels like the Outrider's the better late game play here. We miss an alchemist? Feels like they should be at less health. I think we missed it on the last turn. Yeah, we just got one answer to this thing. That's a treat. All right, Moonrage Slash, where are you at? We got some requirements on you. Ugh. That behemoth is gonna end us quick. Or we've also just kind of flooded out this game as well. 3 scabs, so many. Dang, dude. Alright, well, I'm just going to go ahead and play with fire to face. It's not doing anything here. If we don't draw our... if we don't draw our removal spell, we're just going to lose anyways. So, let's just go ahead and go face. There it is. No need to do it, it's already there. What a waste. I mean, we'll block. This is the proper way to do this, but we never win if the Sun Gold Barrage fails. He was surprisingly unaggressive with these scabs. I don't think we'd get away with this very often. These things should have been coming in. Well, if we're just if we're just gonna draw lands over and over again, we're never winning this game. But our resources have been deceiving us. Yeah, it is what it is. I think we played that one reasonably, except for losing out on the Alchemist. I think also once we push up into Diamond and higher, those scabs would have been coming in and we would have lost that game much more quickly. But we'll take the opportunities when they give them to us. All right, Deck, you gotta get up into the big win space though. We need this one. We want to recover our gems. Okay, well, acceptable, I guess. We pick up one more land, it'll be fine. Comes the aggression. This dude got all the zombies, or all the vampires. It would have been okay-ish if we ended up in the vampires, I think, but really weak for them not having a 2. Okay. I just want to go ahead and get this thing off the board. I think as long as we have time, all this is going to be okay. Oh, come on, bud. The blocks. Maybe we should have let that just happen. We could have slashed on his turn and then played the big ruffian. We were only really missing out on like 1 point of damage. We got more kitties though now. Different kitty. Same day. Coming up to my turn. Okay, okay. That lets us catch up. He doesn't play the big vampire here, be okay with it. Looks like what's about to hit. Oh, Mask of Gristlebrand. I haven't had the opportunity to play with that. It's okay. I played with it in a zombies deck, and it seemed to work out reasonably well, given that you know, you had a lot of little sacrificable zombies, or you were just going face with something huge. Not real sure what I think about it showing up with just a Voldaren Stinger on the board, but it's definitely a powerful card. Okay. No blocks for me. If we get to flip our Ruffian now that if he doesn't have a card. Nice. Aww. Come on, Gah. Still looks pretty powerful for us. And then when it comes down to it, we can start discarding like search party captains to the foragers to draw cards. I don't really feel like we need to in this space, and also, well, this is aggressive. Could have double blocked. You could have blocked the forager and prevented a ton of damage. Okay. Got him to 4. Getting there. We're getting there. That's there. Okay. Okay. Boom. Whew. Cool. Cool. How close are we to that coveted 1,600 gems? I think that was just the 1,000 one, right? That was our 1,000 win? Alright, alright. We gotta get one more good one in here. The minus 100 is serviceable. The minus 1,000 is painful, but at least getting to the 1,000 round makes these things feel much more sustainable. What do we got here? 2 burn spells and a bunch of 4-drops? I don't think we can keep that. As much as I'm usually pretty greedy on the keeps, I just don't think we can hang on to that here. That's a little bit better. I think we should just put a slash back. Maybe we put the 4-drop back. No, we have to have like something, some kind of payoff if we actually hit our land. Alright, well, we hit our land. No 2 from opponent. Hopefully these alchemists put in a bunch of work. Alright, no rush 15. Nobody play cards till turn 4. Easy. Alright. Well, stuff's happening. We're doing things. We're playing cards. Get this mana back and loot. Okay. Things have happened. Now the struggle with the Spamishers is when he plays like the 3/2 that mills and draws a card. actual nothing here. That's wild to me. So let's add the Ruffian. I'm not going to play the lands. We don't need more than 5 land, and so I want to start discarding them to the Foragers. The counterspell makes sense. I was more surprised that we didn't see like a defense straight onto the Famished Foragers, but maybe they're just holding like bounce spells and the Olivia removal spell or something. I don't know if y'all can hear him. It'd be cool if it quit making these like sad dog noises, whatever that card is. Jeez, I don't want to listen to that. Still don't think we need to play the land, but this would be our opportunity, our chance to play the Midnight Slash if it comes down to it. I think, like, given where their health is and the cards that they've been playing, I think we'll probably just be going face with the Midnight Slash, but something was about to go really south there. I think it was okay. Surprised it didn't auto tap, so we'd save the red mana, but whatever. It was never going to be night. That's good. We just win, right? We can slash as Champion of the Perished and hit with the Foragers. So I guess if they add a blue, they might be able to get out of it, but. Boom. Cool. All right, there's our 1,400 gems. One more. Let's turn this Boros run into the positive. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Oh, I do love me a nice little aggressive deck. So too bad we haven't got it all pieced together here, but. This is better than I thought. I was expecting this to fall pretty flat, but I've been happy how this has played out. This nowhere near a keeper. Opponent's thinking about it. I'm sure they want to keep things fair and go to 6 themselves. Yeah, it's strange coming back to this. Like, I get that the mulligan is different now, where you redraw up to 7 when it kept. It has to be a keep. I'm surprised that they haven't figured out something better by this point. It's like every other game in the world has a better mulligan system. Like, you hear a lot of the argument that the combo decks get to be too good if you get to have better mulligans, but. So it's such a feels bad moment to start behind on so many cards. But we got all the removals. Don't have our Thermo Alchemist, which would be a good choice here. Spreading it out or putting it on? Spreading it out. Okay. Hey, bud. Need pets. These draws feel so much better when we have the Alchemist. Whoa! All the Timberland guides. This dude knows how to Timberland. Alright. Alright. This is slightly awkward, and then we can't replay the Foragers unless we get all of our mana going. He just no-blocks. Doesn't look like his His no mulligan's paying off, stalling at 2 land. Looking pretty powerful here. Okay, we still get a mountain of cards out of this. And then I think I want to add the Ruffian. Like, I get that this is going to send us back today, so he's gonna flip back, but a very good chance our opponent just doesn't have a card to play here. They hit their mountain, they're gonna have a card to play. But you know, if they have to hit like specifically their different color of mana, there might just be like a 20% chance of them actually being able to play a card. Okay, well, and oh, this is the Vandal. I thought this was the 4/3 that would let us discard stuff. Not the case. See if we get him here. If they bring in the double block and we get the Moonrager Slash. I don't feel like there's much reason to add the land at this point. Uh-oh, he's going to start playing 4/4s and stuff. This is starting to be problematic. The big boys are going to start coming out. I think Utoku might have recovered here. These games all just feel so much better with the Thermo Alchemist activating everything. The natural growth, there it is. Well, there it may have been. I don't know if he was in our pod or not. Ooh, this is every combat, right? So what happens if we, at the beginning of each combat, double? So we have a couple options here. We can double slash his Broodweaver. Then that'll put the unit back in. The unit that comes in isn't good, though. So it can either just like no block or prevent 2. So we get in for 7 and take him to 5. Or we can try to make plays around like the Tavern Ruffian to where we... I don't like that. This feels like a double slash. Oh, feels bad. The little spot. Oh, we should have waited into combat, right? We should have gone into combat and let that shit. Still want to chunk in the extra damage here, but that was a definite mistake, right? We should have let this unnatural growth trigger. Oh no, we couldn't have gotten around that, right? It was going to be a 2/4 either way. We couldn't let his unit just get gigantic. Oh god, we are effed now. We gotta just chunk in a little bit more damage, though. Do you ever do that? I mean... Oh, that's greedy. We still got a Moonrage Slash in here. Alright, maybe. Maybe we can get around this. Oh, man. Oh, man. This is close. Still has some reasonable draws, though. I mean, We have the two Harriers that should win the game. We have a Sungold Barrage that would be pretty good. Just taking 12, that's fine. We'll die to a Moonrage Slash, but none of the combat tricks would kill us there. We draw planes. He's like highlighting our dudes like he's ready to play his duel for dominance, but we just come in with these two. Alright, well, we got a blocker if he attacks. Alright. F. Damn. I think we played that right though. It seems really tough to come in and win that game if we just like attack with everything and then he gets to just put take down our biggest unit with his 4/8 spider. And then kind of the other side of the coin is we could have like passed, not attacked, and then waited to see if we hit flip the werewolf. But then if our opponent has the unit, we're just like so far behind. So I think that was okay. But I mean, we could have also just blocked the Burly Brute there, but that doesn't seem good. Damn. All right, but nice little battle. Nice little battle. So let's get this pulled up real quick. We could talk about it just a little bit more. So yeah, I mean, we kind of like talked about this concept yesterday as to where this is very much just kind of like a tier 3 style of deck. This is where all of the not good the not good strategies tend to kind of fall. Like, I mean, this is definitely a like kind of like a Guilds of Ravnik 2-color 10 combination format. But some of those aren't very good, and so I do think that the black decks are the best outside of vampires. It's like I think vampires would be like tier 4, but all the other black based decks are tier 2 or above, whether or not that's blue black control of some sort, the white black aristocrats deck, or the black green kind of mulch deck. That would be the mulch deck would be kind of closer into like tier 3 as close to tier 2, but I think black is the best color in this format. But then there are, this big collection of tier 3 decks, like your Boros deck here, the likes of the Simic. Just they don't feel that great. I feel like they feel okay-ish enough to get us to where we aren't just getting like hamstrung and ending the day with 0 gems. But if you don't have like the big hits come through in the uncommons and the rares, then you're just never piecing together that 7-win deck. And so it's like I feel like if we're drafting blue black, we can get a 7-winner with no rares. But if we're out here drafting Boros, then we certainly need some help. But as far as this draft goes, I mean the what are you called? That was my first chance to get to play with the Sunrise Cavalier, and I thought it was pretty good. I like how this plays out with trying to play Thermo Alchemists on 2 and then the Cavalier on 3, but I just still can't get behind trying to have these curves where we're playing like Vulcan Wrath Marauder or whatever the like random vampire is. We don't really want to be starting off with like Lambolt Harriers. It's just the world of being a bear and being tradable in the early game isn't that spectacular in this format. And so, yeah, I need to pull up the Boros cards real quick. I'm not sure what the payoff even is for hitting these. Okay, so there we go. There we go. There was the Sunrise Cavalier. Sacred Fire was the one that I know I've seen a lot of that we didn't actually get. It's very weird that we didn't actually end up with any Sacred Fires here. I don't think we saw one throughout the entirety of the draft. I'm kind of okay with Angel Fire Ignitions. Like, this isn't the kind of like, big boomer of a rare that you expect to just end every game. But in all of those games that we just played, if we had like the 4/3 vampire down and we're able to put the bonus counters on it and give it all these stats, we're winning every game where we play the Angel Fire Ignition. And then the actual payoff human thing, what's this? Flying Haste. If a spell would deal damage to you, or another permanent, prevent it, whatever. If a spell would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent they control, it deals one more. That's fine. This would have been pretty nice in our Moonrage Slash deck, but it doesn't have like the big, ridiculous payoff potential. But where this like kind of aside was going was that when you're drafting these kind of fringe strategies, mainly things like Boros, things like blue-green, things like green-black, to a lesser degree blue-red, you kind of need the uncommons and the rares to get opened, and then the payoff is that you get those really late. Like, I don't remember at what point we got the blue-red, or oh, I clicked right on it. We got the pick 5 Cavalier, but you could suspect that, in kind of general stances, that these things would be coming around like pick 7 and pick 8. Just not no deck wants to actually play this unless they have they're playing Boros, and there shouldn't be more than one Boros drafter at the deck. And so that's the kind of thing that that will push these up into a 7-win kind of territory. We didn't hit those things here. And so that's what kind of drops us down into the mid range. But I thought this deck was fine. I was happy with how we went about it. We opened up this pack. I don't like starting with Unnatural Growth because it's too expensive. And then the Cathartic Pyre is fantastic removal. Kind of continued on with just taking removal out of pack 2 with no other removal options, no other build around options, no other bomby options. Clear Shot's fine. The Thermo Alchemist, again, I do like. You could see this was fantastic in every game we played it. The opportunity just to get in like 5 or 6 damage is here. The opportunity to activate some of our other abilities is here. This works fantastically with like the burn cards. It works fantastically with the vampire cards. If we had been in blue-red, it works fantastically there. Just all around excellent card, and you can't be taking like Rite of Oblivions here, right? As we were just talking about wanting the Boros cards to table, cards like Rite of Oblivion, we just can't take this at pick 3 when we don't have any white or black cards. So the Alchemist was fine. Continued on with the Play with Fire as another good burn spell. That was fine. And then here comes the payoff in the Cavalier. I liked that. The thing with this one was, I think, like right here, the Ghostly Procession would have been pretty decent, but like this wants to be in like a really aggressive deck, in my opinion. You're either playing like Aristocrats to where you sacrifice something off, so it's like you sacrifice off a unit and then you get the ghoul and you can use the ghoul to sacrifice off somewhere else, or I look at it as being decent in like just a really aggressive deck. So we come down, we trade off our bear for our opponent's bear, then we get a zombie on the back end out of it. And I think we're just like too far away from that style of trading deck. Like I think vampires would be okay with this, and this would have been the point in the draft where we said like, okay, we're giving up on Boros and just drafting vampires. But I think the Dread Knight was just a much safer pick. These are kind of a requirement in these red decks because the late game is all trash. We aren't really excited about playing the likes of, can't find him, the 2/4 that we were playing with at the end of there, the 2/5 Werewolf, not good. We need these Dread Knights. So happy enough to pick up that one. The red cards, of course, continued flowing. The red was super, super open in this draft. I don't think we got too far along. Man, there's a lot of these cards we just didn't draw. We never drew Pax Betrayal this draft. We never drew our Voldaren Ambusher this draft. But let's see, like, I mean, we're still getting these high quality cards pretty late into the draft here. Passing on the Dread Knight is kind of suspect, only having 1 copy, but the second one's so important. But this was only pack 1. I have to suspect more of them will come around. But look at this. I mean, we're still getting quality red cards all the way through. The Perforator made us question whether or not we wanted to be in vampires. And then we just continued on with our base red deck. And so, yeah, I mean, I thought this turned out fine. Again, if we'd high rolled some of those packs a little bit more, I think we could have gotten into a better deck. But just wasn't the way the cookie crumbled in this run. So, oh no, not bad. And I think if I can figure out how to get this to go back, our limited climb, here we go, has been going okay. Overall, the 68% win rate, and then this is still in silver. That's not right. We're up in platinum now. Hang on. Let me see if I can figure out how to get this to bring us back to our current state. Current set. Oh, that was in limit and constructed, and so yeah, we've kind of flatlined a bit here in platinum, but we're still on the climb. 60% win rate almost, and so not bad. I'm still happy with our progress here, and so that's looking good. We can swing back to the game. I forgot to open the rewards yesterday, but I'm pretty sure we've got a pile of packs out here. And so let me make sure I clicked the thing. Okay, I clicked the prizes. Let's see what we can get out of these. Oh my god, what did I click on? Packs. There we go. Yeah, the open 10. We got any of our constructed friends out here? Oh my gosh, you just click on stuff. It goes away. I guess I'm not going to talk about those. I don't know what the deal is, if it's my mouse or Magic Online, what the problem is, but this one looks fantastic. Grafted Identity, control magic for sacrificing a creature. Control magic has always just been bonkers and limited. I'm sure that nothing has changed. I can assure you nothing has changed. That sacrifice effect is not a big price to pay. I don't like these. He's fine, but it's too hard to flip between day and night. So I don't really like that as a mechanic. I like it. Well, that's false. That came out wrong. I like the mechanic. I don't like it as a build around kind of thing. It's just not something that I feel like you can flip between day and night with enough certainty to really want to build towards it. Return a creature. You throw less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains that this would die. Exile it. Yeah, that's pretty strong. Pretty strong in the aristocrats. What else do we got? Patrician Geist. We've drafted this a few times. It is quite good. Quite good. Turns all those turdy little 2/1 flyers into real units. Mythic wild card. It doesn't seem like the mythics are hard to get. It seems like the rares are the cards that are hard for me to get added to the collection. No, we've played against the Overslime as well. He has a lot of text on him, but he was pretty powerful nonetheless. Just coming down and quickly becoming a 4/4 for 3 mana is a good deal. All that other text is just upside at that point. There we go. Needed the rare wild cards. We picked one up. So that is going to do it for us today. I hope you all enjoyed the draft. You learned how to ignite your opponents a little bit better. Maybe learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.